There are over 12,000 plus North Korean troops training in Russian Z Empire that we know of. Latest news story the past 14 days. Yeah, I know. I heard about this. It's nutty. It's always fun when you hear about Kim Jong Un just like getting involved in world affairs. They're like, no, we're here. I swear, we're here, dude. I promise we're here. We're here and we're ready to do stuff. Okay, we will be doing stuff. North Korea is on the map, baby. We are. North Korea be like, Turkey's on the table. Turkey is the table. North Korea's doing their own version of that. And you know, I don't know. I don't know what kind of motion this has. I think it's probably not good in terms of Russia's supposedly banger of a fucking campaign in Ukraine. When they're relying on North Korean soldiers to do possibly border control or even, incursions into Ukrainian territory. It's fake news. I don't know if it's fake news. What do you mean? I don't like. Lloyd Austin says it's not confirmed. It probably isn't. It's still not confirmed. It's just info from South Korean CIA. From what I understand, it's like South Korea might also send like specialists or something to interrogate the North Korean workers to understand more about the North Korean or to understand more about like Putin's positions or whatever. Lloyd Austin says it was confirmed. It seemed, I mean, there's videos. Like I saw videos of people. I didn't see 12,000, but I did see dudes that, you know, from afar could be North Korean. I don't know. Then again, there are plenty of Asian people that live within Russian borders, but still. As far as I understand, Lloyd Austin confirmed this today. There are North Korean troops there, but they aren't sure what their exact role is yet. Isn't this? This is on the docket today. We'll cover it. Okay, don't worry. I'm going to get to it in a little bit. You know what? Fuck it. Let's just do it now.
And U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin.
Korean proxy war in Ukraine is insane. It's so insane that it literally is like a joke, making fun of. It almost feels like a joke, a throwaway joke that like a YouTuber made about other YouTuber geopolitical commentators, like the one that we watched before. And now it's real. Like now the joke is like, it has become reality. Like East Korea versus West Korea type shit. It's law. South Korea's National Intelligence Service released the above photos of a resident of the Sakha Republic left and a resident of the Buryatia Republic right, thought to be North Koreans in disguise in October 18, 2024. On those North Korean troops that Zelensky is screaming about, why won't U.S. Intel confirm his claim? Like I said, there are a lot of Asians. There are a lot of, Asian people under living in Russian borders. But having said that, it wouldn't shock me if it is actually a mass deployment of troops from North Korea. I will, however, I'm not undermining that reporting at all. I will, however, say that once again, not exactly, doesn't exactly spell we are winning bigly in the way that like Z pushers try to claim that Russia is doing when they're relying on a deployment of potentially 12,000 troops from North Korea. That's it. Also, North Koreans are Turks. I've decided.
Austin is now saying there's evidence that North Korea has sent troops to Russia. This comes after a video recently surfaced online showing a large group of people appearing to be North Korean soldiers walking in what looks like Russia. The date of the video is unknown. Secretary Austin says the presence of troops poses a danger.
I hate Russia, but they are, though. What are you talking about? No, Russia has made a lot of territorial gains, but at what cost? You have to understand at what geopolitical cost and at what cost to their economy and at what cost to human lives. Like, if you think that that's like this is a banger fucking military campaign, I don't know what to tell you, dude. They've like they have wiped out entire fucking villages and towns and cities, mined it into oblivion to harden those positions, and lost hundreds of thousands of fucking people in the process. Like, so much so that they are also personally relying on foreign allies, whatever remains of their foreign allegiances, to continue this endeavor. I do not think that like I do not think that Ukraine is winning, quote unquote, winning this at all. Okay. Territorial acquisition shows the exact opposite of Ukraine winning. But having said that, this obviously has, like, Russia has incurred a lot of penalties for this engagement. If only someone who had Apollo's gift of foresight said that it would be an insanely costly and an insanely bloody endeavor to, invade a nation state whose nation statehood literally relies on not being Russia. Like, its entire national project revolves around not being Russia, with 47 million people at the time. It's no longer 47 million, but at the time, would be a devastating mistake, so insane and so costly that that only a madman would choose to do such a thing.
Danger for regions far beyond Ukraine.
If they're co-belligerents, their intention is to participate in this war.
Have you seen Pegasus throwing shade at you? Who the fuck is Pegasus? Why? I feel like y'all are making stuff up every time you come in here.
Or on Russia's behalf, that is a very, very serious issue, and it will have impacts not only in Europe, it will also impact things in the Indo-Pacific as well.
And let's go now to Patrick Reevell in London with more. Patrick, what's the main concern surrounding these troops at this point?
Hi, Dan. Yeah, I think there's significant concern, mainly about the fact that North Korean troops appear to be joining the war because of what it means. It means that we now have another country doing something that's almost unprecedented, really, seeing North Korean troops arrive to fight against Ukraine, a European country. But I think, what we've heard from North Korea and South Korea, from South Korea and Ukraine, I should say, is that they believe around 12,000 North Korean troops.
Damn, didn't know you were so pro-Russia. Yeah, classic. Dude, I don't know if you know this, but like Big Chungus said, you're pro-Russia, dude. Your silence on the matter is deafening. Yeah, fucking got him, dude.
Troops are being sent to Russia to fight against Ukraine. They say that they are on Russian military bases already being trained, around 3,000 of them. The head of Ukraine's military intelligence have said that they believe the first North Korean troops, around 2,600, will arrive at the Russian region of Kursk, which is the region where Ukraine managed to gain a foothold with its surprise incursion back in August, and where Russia has been struggling to dislodge them. So he said that they would arrive already tomorrow. That would mean potentially we could even see North Korean troops fighting against Ukrainian forces in the...
I agree with you, but on the point of entire villages of Russia being emptied out, reducing the number of ethnic minorities within Russia by sending them to the front lines is well within the Putinist, white Christian nationalist, basically Nazi ideology, so they see this as a W. No, bro, there is no world in which this is a fucking W. That's crazy. Like, sure, they have a lot of people, like a shit ton of civilians, but ultimately, there is no, like... You can't incur that much of a fucking a penalty in terms of human life and be a normal country while you are also simultaneously getting fucking, like, having to transport Western goods over, over third parties, like over other countries within your territorial boundaries. It's just not. It's not good. You're not going to be able to convince me that's actually solid. Okay? It's the same principle behind what Israel is doing. Like, Israel cannot, even with the entire Western world trying to prop it up, Israel cannot continue this campaign that they're doing. Okay? This campaign that they're engaging in. They cannot continue it. They are incurring a lot of fucking penalties. There are a lot of economic issues that come along with, like, death and destruction campaigns. Russia, unlike Israel, has its own industry, so they can do a war economy style situation and still keep making people work and still keep paying people. But even then, even without the global sanctions that Russia has gotten hit with, even without all the global sanctions that Russia's gotten hit with, Israel is still having a fucking hard time keeping up this battle. Okay? Same thing goes for Russia as well.
the coming days. It should be said, though, that Defense Secretary Austin has said that so far the U.S. is not sure what exactly North Korean troops are doing in Ukraine. He says that the U.S. is still trying to work that out. But as you say, clearly, and as we heard him say there, they believe it would be a very serious development if this were to take place, Diane.
Patrick, on the flip side of that, Austin also seemed to imply that if these troops are there, the fact that Russia needs the help from North Korea could mean Russia's in trouble.
Yeah, I don't disagree with this assessment. This is a valid claim that Secretary of State or Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin is saying. This is a understandable analysis. This doesn't mean that like the territorial gains Russia made is inconsequential or insignificant. It certainly does. It just means that they are, not having as good of a time as the way Z pushers will have you feel. Aren't UK, American, and Australian people flying to Israel to fight too? How is that different than what Russia and North Korea are doing? It's not, but also that is also horrible and bad and is cause for alarm in terms of like Israel's chance of continuing this fight. That's the exact same analysis there that I'm offering to Russia as well. Yeah.
Yeah, he did say that. Lloyd Austin did say that one of the conclusions that can be drawn potentially from the fact that Russia has had to turn to North Korea for troops underlines how Russia is struggling with manpower because of the enormous casualties.
Wasn't there an infographic show about North Korean troops in Ukraine like a year ago and you laughed at it? No, it was a meme. That's what I'm saying. It was literally a fucking meme making fun of like, YouTube accounts that talk about like foreign policy and stuff. And how they always bring up North Korea somehow. And then North Korea probably saw that and was like, yo, we got to get involved. These guys just say, is it okay to be racist to Jews? Oh, no, he said, why is it okay to be racist to Jews? That's insane, okay? It is not okay. What the fuck is wrong with you?
That it's taking. The Pentagon assesses that Russia has now lost around 600,000 troops dead and wounded since its invasion in 2022. Of course, that is an enormous number. U.S. officials also say that Russia, in particular, has been losing huge numbers of troops just in the last few months because it is on the offensive in eastern Ukraine. I think, though, while, of course, this does suggest that Russia is having to scratch around to try and find more troops, the fear is still very real that North Korea could provide.
There's definitely a difference between volunteers joining a foreign legion and national troops being sent. Wait, no, those guys are not just like foreigners. They're dual citizens usually. They're being mobilized as reservists.
Provide more, and while 12,000 right now is not that significant, I think the fear is that if thousands more North Korean troops were to arrive, that could become very, very concerning for Ukraine, Diane.
All right, ABC's Patrick Reevell in London. Thank you, Patrick.
We don't know what the exact casualty estimates are. Casualty also means like severely wounded and doesn't always mean dead, but they're just like they can't be in combat anymore. Like they're so severely hurt that they can no longer fight. Have you seen this? A poll showed that some 25% of Democrats and independents in Arizona, Georgia, and Pennsylvania saying Gaza is important to them and may impact their vote. Over a third said a ceasefire and arms embargo would make them more likely to vote for the Democratic ticket. Another new poll coming out showing that this would be very consequential in a positive way for the Harris camp. They are in combat, though. There's footage of soldiers going to the front line in mullets. Wait, what? A take I heard from a guy who has been to Ukraine is he says that Ukraine is saying North Korean soldiers are here to incentivize Western troops to deploy as well. I just don't know if that'll happen. Like, real or not real, I just don't know if that will occur in terms of as far as like Western troops, like directly putting themselves in the front lines beyond the foreign battalion that exists. Knowing how uncomfortable Russia is fighting war in the winter, do you think it's them trying to rebuild one final big push to end the war? I mean, there is no ending the war. There's only permanent annexation, and permanent annexation only comes at the barrel of a gun. And Russia cannot do a permanent annexation in eastern Ukraine. They cannot do TikTok search on Hasan Abi. At least learning is still top. Yeah, Hasan Piker Israel. Hasan Piker is gay. Hasan Piker, is he gay? That's funny. Yeah, there is no... Listen, if the USSR could not annex Afghanistan, could not deal with the fucking Afghan civil war. What makes you think that they're going to be able to fucking what makes you think that Russia is going to be able to fucking annex Ukraine? Or rather, keep up that annexation. The USSR is the same? No, I would say that the USSR is more powerful, or was more powerful. How did they annex Crimea? I don't know. Do you feel like the annexation of Crimea was similar in nature to what has been going on since they invaded Ukraine? Like, just look at the facts. I know that this is like a big talking point for people, but there is a genuine difference, you know? How many hundreds of thousands of Russian troops died in the fucking meat grinder in that annexation? What happens to the pro-Russian people in those provinces once Ukraine gets them back? They have been in a civil war for 10 years. I don't know. Many of them probably fucking died at this point. I know that a lot of people try to act like it's because they wanted to liberate LPR and DPR, but that liberation, that quote-unquote liberation, meant significantly larger numbers of people fucking dying. So I don't know what kind of liberation that was. Kind of seems like that wasn't a real big concern. Human lives, at least. There's a guy on the new season of Love Is Blind who went over to fight for Ukraine. Crazy. Bro, Trump just left his town hall to go outside and meet up with a random voter. It's crazy. He's emptying out the whole stadium. What? Why do you think Kamala has not focused at all on the possibility of Kamala being the first woman president? Because it's a dog shit way to campaign. It didn't work with Hillary Clinton. What do you mean? Member of my family is a civil servant in Russia. She's been offered 2-3x her salary to move to the new territories to work on integration, write laws, etc. Many of her colleagues have done so already. Those regions are much more desolate than some may assume. No one thinks that they will be significant unrest or resistance to integration, considering no actual major cities except Mariupol were captured. Thoughts on DPRK in Russia? That's what we were talking about just now. BBC investigation found at least 70,000 Russian soldiers killed in Ukraine. I mean, this is a far more conservative estimate, and it does kind of make sense. Something definitely just happened.
That vantage point. It might be obviously very difficult because at the end of the day, a lot of media on that media.
Outside and talk to him.
Okay, let's do that.
You know why?
What?
Even pursuing to be a pastor, and I'd like to know.
Are you right outside now? Let's go outside and talk to him.
Okay, let's do that.
You know why?
Let's do that.
They've got thousands of people outside. And you know what? You guys follow us out. Let's all go
right,
together,
follow me.
okay? Thank you very much. Let's all go together.
What? Okay, I'm sorry. There is no other way to interpret what's going on than Trump wants to die. Okay? He's like, I want to play on New Game Plus difficulty. I don't care. Let's make the Secret Service work for their money, folks. Come on. Either they pre-planned this or he's just trying to fucking die, dude. I don't understand. What the fuck? Run it back. I missed it. Apparently, someone in the town hall that he's doing. Trump holds a Believers in Ballots Faith town hall in Zebulon, Georgia. He just decided to walk off stage to go and link up with one of the people who asked questions outside. Thank you for saying that, because I felt bad for thinking Trump is risking his life for votes. No, not at all. He would never do such a thing. I think he wants to die. Like, maybe if I die, people will remember me fondly. He's doing the guy who wants attention, so he's gonna fake a suicide bit. I guess you hate me. I'll show you. What the fuck? Oh, Jesus. What is happening, dude? What is going on with American politics? I do not know. I do not understand. What the fuck?